You're just in time. Saved you a seat for the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self improvement. I rant once in a while, once in a blue moon here. There are just some things that are weighing so heavily on me. Feel such a, I feel so compelled to unpack it all right in front of you so that you can learn, or I don't know, if not learn, get something out of this value, entertainment. And to begin with, I don't even know how long I'm going to be around. It's going to be a whole lot of sniffling for tonight. If you can't stand that, you should definitely go now because once again, I've caught something. I seem to be catching something, pretty frequently. Just every once in a while, I get hit with another bug. Stress is crazy in this way. I've come to learn how detrimental it really is. And it's all connected. And so you would think, oh, but I eat so, well, I eat so clean. And I move, I run, I pick heavy things up and put them back down all the time to try and make my body look good. Look cute on dates and stuff like this. And it's still just getting sick. Well, I mean, because if there is such a thing as emotional health and spiritual health. If you don't, oh Lord, it might be every other word. But if you don't have that, it's going to be really hard for you to maintain just yourself in tip-top shape to be able to do everything you want to every single day. Okay, you don't want to do anything. That's still doing something. All right. I highly doubt you're just sitting there staring at a wall. Okay. Just posted up somewhere on a field, cloud watching, which actually doesn't sound too bad right now. But no, you definitely do more than that. You definitely, I would assume, okay, if I'm wrong, all right, let me know why in the comments. But I would assume you revolve around, a handful of go-tos, things you always go to that you enjoy, you like, you do it often, daily, weekly. And, these are just all the things like the back of your hand because you've done them, for that long. Okay. It's crazy because you can be doing all these things and not living. And what I mean by that is too many of us nowadays find ourselves in a very strange situation where you are, it's the game you usually play or a new game. Okay. How about this? I won't title swap. I'll stick to the category itself. So, gaming, right? And I've been gaming. I've gamed for a long, long time in my own life. You probably do too. And so gaming is what is what you've been doing. It's something, this is how you unwind. Or you watch something, okay? Or you scroll something, okay? Or you watch a particular person, okay? It's like, oh, hey, they're on. Let me go see what's up, okay? Show some love. Cheer them on, so to speak. Depending on the type of content. And life goes on, throw in a job and throw in whatever you do personally to survive. I'm not judging at all. I know dudes that, they're just some ramen bros. Not the real kind. No, the plastic paper cup. Some boiling water 2-3 times a day. Boom. Survival. I don't know for how long, but survival nonetheless. And then I know guys that are meal prepping, the the most healthy cuts of the animal for the protein. And okay, I need these veggies because each vegetable has a certain objective to help me, you know, um, combat a nutrient deficiency. And along with, again, a perfectly portioned dessert that is organic, sugar free. Okay, just absolutely packed out the yayo with tons of vitamins and nutrients and health. Okay, it's just a whole lot of really healthy stuff, and they got to unlock, and they prep it or they don't prep it, and they just make it every day. Life is such a wide, various spectrum. We exist, it's a big one. You and I and everyone else, we exist somewhere on it. Okay, some of us without even knowing it. I'm talking about the people that pass by your shoulder. Okay, or if you're not really on foot like that, no worries. You know, the people that drive by you. Okay, in the parallel lane that you'll never meet and you'll never see. For me, okay, I'm a big commuter, bro. All right, so the people I see sitting right across from me that I'll never see again, and it is these people you never know could very well be right next to you, very close to you, wherever you're at on this grand and vast spectrum of life, where I can't allow you to be. Oh, yeah, for sure. Of course, I had to take it there. Where I cannot allow you to stay is in this state of constant negativity. Now, see, again, very weird, because you could be doing all the things that you really enjoy and that you like and blah, 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 blah. You know these things, okay? All the time, whenever you have free time. And life is still awful. You're still on the part of the spectrum that's just really negative. I don't enjoy anything. And I'm trying to. How frustrating is that, Life is still continuing. You're here. You're not leaving anytime soon. I'm not even gonna say it like that. No, just don't leave. Just stay. Don't be that guy. Stay, bro. I promise. It is better for you to stay. Hopefully, by the end of tonight's episode, wherever we end up, I will have proved that point. I plan on it, but you gotta stick around, man. You have to show up for yourself. Oh, yes, I know. How cliche that sounds. Isn't that what everyone says on the internet nowadays? Oh, yes, you gotta show up. I have come to understand, well, it's very difficult to do exactly that when you don't know what you are showing up for. What are you showing up for? If you are showing up for the same old, what you've always been doing, okay, over and over and over again, then eventually, or maybe even right now, there's not much of a point. Okay, you are, but there's no desire to. There's no reason to. It's like, yeah, it's great. It's what I always do. Cool. And if I couldn't, whatever. But I can. Also, whatever. It is not celebratory in any way. There's no. I don't know. I don't know how many people actually they think to themselves, "Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow." Okay, that's difficult. That's difficult in and of itself. I'll try to get to that one too. All right. Okay. Like tonight's episode is already quickly developing into a more and more of a challenge for me. But what I mean right here is, how about we just use time that belongs to you, and it's on the way. You're on the verge of having it. Maybe it's Friday night. Okay, you know what I mean. All right, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, okay. Finally get 2 days to myself. This should be super dope. And it's just not. Once again, that is such a problem. It's like we're all alive and we're living, but it's so difficult to want to live. That's so crazy. And that does absolutely come back down to action and progress. And it does come down to what you do. So to begin with, I'm forced to, bro. All right. I'm not trying to hurt you. It's just, this might hurt. And God knows I need a whole lot more of that in my own life. Okay. By people who care. I know. No, they're doing the exact opposite of hurting me. Okay. It's really just me. That's like, ow, stop. And so I don't know. I guess maybe tonight we we both grow up a little bit together. I have to attack why you don't. Is the first order of my business, of tonight's business. Okay, so you don't have to tell me. I'm very curious if you'd like to. You don't even have to do it publicly. You can DM me, okay? My X account is quite active. All right, the DMs are open. Don't DM me like that. But of course, feel free when you actually need some help with some of this male self-improvement stuff. And so, what I'm attacking is your main reason or reasons, it's most usually plural, for why you can't bring yourself to. And there really are so many. I won't use you anymore. Let's flip it real quick. I think this will just make it a lot easier and your favorite, I'm sure. It's just a lot more embarrassing for me. So I'll use myself right here. And I think the biggest ones for me is I'm way too ugly. Straight up. What do you think? You agree? Disagree? It shouldn't matter. That's where we all need to get to. And I'm trying to. But I can keep it real. I do that here at the Pillars of Men. So it's just like, oh, no, I'm not nearly good looking enough. I see all these successful people on the internet. It's like, oh, good Lord, none of them have acne. Not what? Ooh. I recently found one that actually is, he's very similar to me, Yeah, no, like really similar. Like we're actually both on the same level of adult hormonal, whatever his would be called. I believe mine's hormonal. And he's a millionaire. Young King. He's a millionaire. Okay. I don't know him at all. I think last I met him the other, well, I didn't meet him. I saw him the other day. And I think that's the longest I've ever seen him for. It was like a good 5-10 minutes or something like that. And he really exudes this I give no F's energy. And like that's really inspiring to me. That's so dope because I struggle with self-consciousness of my specifically facial self-consciousness. Body, sure, but to be honest, I'm way more confident neck down. Okay. And then a waist down. I'm on YouTube, bro. Okay, maybe on Patreon I can take it there. I can't take it there tonight. Okay, I can just, you want to take my word for waist down. I'm fine. I'm good. But then neck down, yeah, I've been really working hard, really hard these past few years to lock it in. I'm a little tubby right now because I bulked for the very first time this past winter and I got great results. And now that it's time for the cut, I'm having a ton of trouble because I love food. The cut is in shambles, and then I'll actually lose 5 pounds. And then I had a cheat meal the other day, and I went back up and broke my weight record. So it is a work in progress, bro. Oh my God. But yeah, other than that, feeling great, feeling good, looking good. People, it's not me. That's not me. People telling me, good stuff, brother. So great. And then height, height used to be a huge one for me. Nowadays, I guess I'm getting too old. Nowadays, it's kind of just like another man taller than me. Most are. I'm kind of just like, okay, king. Like it's just like, all right, whatever. Like you wanna mess with me? I'm game. I'm not psycho like that. I'm not like, come on, looking for the smoke. Like who wants a piece? It's just, and no, has this ever even happened? I don't think since grade school. So it's not really a thing. I'm just being honest that if it ever became a thing, and a guy taller than me was kind of just like, yo, what's up? Like, you got beef, Kumo? I'd be like, oh, for sure. Medium rare, medium well. Okay, let's go. Like, let's get ready to rumble. Like, I'm down with it. But that doesn't happen. that just never happens. And besides that very specific incident that I just painted, no, it's fine. I see guys all the time. I live in a very densely populated city, and then where I work is in the heart of the city. Usually, I'm surrounded by people quite often for what I do. So these guys, all the time, way younger than me, older than me. Okay, whatever, towering over me. And this guy just like, okay, all right, it is what it is. Maybe that's a sign of maturity and just growth right there for myself. That I've been able to love myself that much more. It's okay. So there it is. There's my Achilles heel. That's what really gets me. Yeah. It was definitely because I had some crushes when I was younger. Yes, Kumo back in his early 20s, way back in the day, in the wild 20 teens. Okay, a whole different world, honestly. All right, the pre the pre COVID, Omicron, Optimus Prime, Decepticon strains, a whole different world. And there were times where it's like, oh, baby girl, literally, no, she's sitting across from me, and I'm just like, doing my best, firing on all cylinders. You feel me on that, bro? I bet you do. Firing on all cylinders. What I'm saying, how I look, the fit. Okay, what do you do? What bill? What bill? It's already been paid. Okay, you know what I mean? And for it to come down to, where she's just like, but the face, and it hurt like crazy. It's very real. It's very real. We all, one of the best things I ever heard in life, right, was we all want to look attractive in front of the attractive. How attracted are you to the person you want to be with? So, definitely, that's where a little bit of PTSD right there. But and we've only kept it physical so far. And what am I? What am I? You like what is that? 3 out of 3. So no, 2 out of 3. So with the 3 main categories, and I'm just making them up right now. The 3 main categories of being facial beauty, no, facial beauty, and then height and bodily beauty. We'll just put those two together. They kind of they pair up nicely. And then the third one is I don't know. What should I say? I'm on YouTube. You gotta help me out here, bro. This is the package. Okay. And I think mine's perfectly fine. All right. I bet yours too. Yours is too. Okay. Not that I'm trying to highlight that part of you right now. I'm just saying, bro. Now that you've heard me describe myself, do the same thing for yourself. If you're a guy that's able to honestly look at me right now and be like, I don't care about any of those things. Like, okay, cool. I hear you, Kuma. But no, my face is my face. My height is my height. And I'm a gangster down there. So no, also no worries. Yeah, brother, good for you. I can't do that. I'm not there yet. That's a fight for me. That is that's I gotta really I really gotta try to get there. And but then if it's not physicality that bothers you, and physicality bothers many men all over the place. But body dysmorphia, yes, of course that's a thing. No. It's not even body dysmorphia. It's self-security. Okay? It's you engaging with your external world. Yeah, man. You leaving your room. I don't say that sarcastically. Excuse me. That's a big step for guys who, are more on the reclusive introverted, maybe reserved. These are the indoor gentlemen, and it's just how they've been living for most of their lives, however old they are today, 20s, 30s, 40s. You've definitely been alive long enough to get pretty cemented in your ways, and you find yourself so rigid because it becomes so difficult to budge. You don't want to go anywhere because anywhere else has become so uncomfortable, not safe, unknown. So you stick to what you know and you stay inside. And one of the biggest reasons I believe why that is because the moment you do go anywhere you are not familiar with, even if no one is truly thinking about you in this way, it doesn't matter. And this is why this is so I'm going to say tragic. I'm going to say this is really tragic because the situation gets really sad, not because you are sad or you're a sad man. No, the outcome is sad because you don't get to enjoy it, or maybe you don't get to show up in a much more positive, vibrant way to facilitate uh, just dynamic social interactions with other human beings. This doesn't happen, or a man is deprived of this possibility. He doesn't allow it to exist for himself because the moment he would step out into the world, it's even if hold on, I'm getting to the elephant in the room, but before I do, even if even if hypothetically nobody, and we'll use me again, we'll just be using me all night. I think it's going to be just about every episode because I signed up for this. Like me going somewhere and it's like, oh my god, I'm 5'7", everyone is probably thinking about how I'm 5'7" right now. And then, um, my acne, it comes and goes. It's not um, static. It is dynamic. Okay, is that the right word to describe it? It is. Sometimes I'm really clear, and then sometimes I'm experiencing a breakout. A breakout is just I have more than usual, so it fluctuates for me, all right, all around my face. And so I'll step into a room and then it's like, okay, okay, the 5'7" conspiracy. And oh my God, like, um, how badly am I breaking out right now? And it's so crazy because I never even thought that before I walked in, you know, and then everything else, how do I look? How do I sound? What should I say? And how do I say hi? You get so locked into yourself in all negative ways. So it's not to say that other people are perceiving you in this way, but when you come off like that, it's difficult for other human beings to, get that feeling of, oh yeah, let me, like get to know this person. That's why it's sad, because you kind of take it away from yourself. And now I will get to the very obvious elephant in the room where it's kind of like, well, you know, asking me, Kumo, what would you say to all the guys that really are not blessed, genetically speaking, dealt a very poor hand, facially and physically speaking? Your world, or if not you, handsome king, the world of men who are truly dealing with, you know, physical appearances that society would, dare I say, shudder at, because it's the opposite of what's on magazines, all the Instagram feeds, movies, shows, and all that. And it absolutely, it can make you feel very inadequate and like you don't belong, and then everyone's looking at you like a freak, etc., etc. It's just what I truly believe overrides that, though, is the opinion of the self. And I have witnessed, I have met kings who I know how anecdotal this sounds. So I I can feel, I can hear the weights coming off to you. But brother, I growing up, I had a buddy who, I don't know what the condition is called, but his arms were shorter than normal. He had arms and palms and fingers, but they were really, really, really short, both of them. Where his palms and fingers, if you have normal arms, where his palms and fingers were at our elbows. And it's not like you see my arm here and it's like that's a normal arm, and then it just cuts off and then my hand begins here. No, not even like that. Everything is proportionate. So if you would cut off half my arm right now in order to shrink it down to the size of my buddy from my childhood, um, you would also have to proportionately reduce the size of the rest of my arm, beginning from my shoulder. So they were that much smaller. That's what I'm trying to say. They were that much skinnier. Basically, I don't know what this condition is called, um, but basically just really, really small arms. And he was a boss. I get it, because like you can't let that stop you in life. Okay, for the super hardcore doomers, pessimists, cynics listening to me right now, men like this, and they're absolutely out there. They would say that's cope. It would be something along the lines of, oh, cope. Okay, like, oh, is he gonna get to reproduce? Is he gonna get to have a love of his life? Is he going to? How likely is he going to be successful? Here's the thing: as much merit as any of those claims have, none of them. You see, that's the thing. None of them are true. They can't be, not until they happen. This right here cannot be denied. So let's say, and I'll use you now. Spotlight, okay? A lot of spotlight shifts tonight, but spotlight shifts back on you. And we're still on the physical right now, but I'll try to get to more. Let's say you're normal in this way. You don't actually have some sort of bodily abnormality, but you are not a 10 out of 10 stud. This is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to be a 10 out of 10 stud when you are already secure and comfortable with yourself in your own head. That's the key. That breaks the rules. That hacks life. It's a cheat code. You untether yourself away from the superficial games of society, because it just doesn't matter. For all the people, however you look, for all the people that actually really would, like a freaking, like a movie, like Mean Girls. Oh God. Oh, yeah, all right. Just got some. Just had a really big dinner. Whew. Like Mean Girls. Okay. What is this? What is this? Rachel McAdams? Rachel McAdams in that movie. Good Lord. Rachel McAdams, Lindsay Lohan, right? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Blonde and bad. Holy. And people like this in life, you pull up or you show up somewhere in life, anywhere you need to be or you want to be, because you're trying to have a better life and be successful. Okay, very difficult to do that if you literally just never leave. You could pull it off, but here's the thing: even if you don't leave the safety of the four walls of wherever you live, like you're really trying to like make big bucks, oh, you're gonna interact with human beings one way or another. And so whether you do that physically or virtually, you're gonna have to do it. This is what I mean. You can't. It's inescapable. Um, I don't know. I'm not. What are you gonna do, bro? You gonna pull a marshmallow or what is it? Um, Daft Punk, and just show up in some kind of mask or something, and people are just gonna be like, "Oh, what?" Oh man, that's pretty extreme. I have to say that's pretty extreme. It'd be a lot. I feel like it'd be a lot. Yeah, be it'd be a lot more painless and effortless if you could just enjoy showing up as however you already look. And the only way to do that is to be okay with yourself in here. And that's why I bring them up. I lost contact years and years and years ago. Such a legend. He didn't let it stop him. Okay, he wasn't that tall. He's a little shorter than me. Glasses, you know, that was his build. That was the kind of setup that life gave him. It doesn't matter. He played tennis. He was a point guard in basketball. He could shoot. He had good dribbles. He was a riot at parties. He drove me all the time. You know, even with that disability in life. It was we would tease him. Of course, we would tease him, but it was all in good fun. It was never at his expense because he's to drive. I think he sat on a dictionary or something like that, so he could come on because his arms are shorter, so he had to be able to get up there. I'll never forget him, legend in this way. So okay, now maybe you have a perfectly normally portioned, proportionate body. Okay, but you're lacking in other areas that don't measure up to what society tells you should be measuring up to. And it just for you to be able to do the work to get to that place where it just doesn't matter, life opens up to you in this way. And now all of a sudden that reason, possibly, if not for you, too many men, that reason for so many guys where it's like, yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to show up anywhere because this is what I have to show up with. And it makes me feel disgust, makes me feel ashamed. It makes me really bitter. I feel as though life is really unfair. That I had to be born looking like this when they got to be born looking like that. When all of that doesn't matter anymore, what's left? Living. To live. To get out there and be you. Okay. So maybe it's not a physicality issue. Maybe you are all good with yourself, physically speaking. Okay, maybe a little bit too good with yourself. Vanity is a thing. You don't want to. Okay, that's the opposing end of the spectrum. I've been there. It's awful. Okay, had a whole ton of people, kind of pull up on me like, oh, okay, yeah, really enjoying that mirror, huh? It's nauseating. That's what uh, one of my best mentors told me. It is vomit inducing. That's what that is. It's like, stop. Okay. You get so full of yourself. Okay. Oh, look at me, world. Okay. I'm so attractive. I'm so perfect. I'm so this. I'm so that. You're so what? What are you? Who are you? Another human being that's going to come and go. I'm so much more concerned that we could let things that are really not nearly as important go and take the things that really are more important more seriously together. This whole world, life would be such a sweeter experience, but that's not up to me. It is up to you. It is up to you. Physicality, okay, not physicality. Then it's kind of like I just, I kind of just chill, smoke, you know, I work and then I go home and that's it. It's only when this is how I this is my stand by this as a foundational principle for any man in life. This is how I always say it. And people who know me have heard this a million times. Yeah, but if you could wish for it though, okay, then, and yes, of course. Oh, anyone would wish to, be a billionaire. Easy. Okay. But if I were to actually be a little more specific though, you know, if I were to ban money, not even ban money, if money weren't a thing, if you could do anything, you just weren't limited in any way, would it still be what you always do all the time? Some people would say yes. All right. They're already living their best life. It's for the people, possibly you, that can't. You can't say yes because you're lying. You know for a fact. It's just no way. No freaking way. Of course it'd be something different. Okay. Of course I would try and go for something else in life. And that's the thing. I know I said I would attack you in this way to start that, when I kind of first began the rant, but that's exactly what what I'm targeting. Okay. Around you, on you, in you right now is all your reasons that don't actually exist that you're using to say, there's nothing for me to do. Like a men who really believe that there's not that it nothing can be done and there is nothing to do. Okay, scroll, smoke, jerk till I die. That's it. That's it. It's simple. It's easy. It's effortless. It's only getting faster. I get it. No, I totally get it. If that's what you really want, okay, cool. Cool. If it's not, you're in trouble. If it's not, it gets worse. You get more and more and more miserable. You get more and more bitter. Life gets more and more difficult to wake up to. That's where it gets really dangerous. For some guys, it gets so hard, they don't. They stop. They say, I'm good. I'm out. I'm not waking up to this anymore. And what really hurts, first and foremost, is the loss of a king. And then after that, of what that king should have been. Not for you or me or the world, himself. How he could have lived for himself. Do you see, bro? There really is a lot out there, especially nowadays with what anyone is able to do that has a screen internet connection. It's absolutely mind-boggling. It's freaking crazy. And it takes time, and that's okay, because that's why from the beginning, you got to go for something you want to. Okay? Then it's kind of okay. Then it's quite peaceful. It's like this is chill. I'm okay. I'm down to suffer like this. It's all good. Like, oh my goodness, I heard one of the best things I've ever heard in a really long time the other day. What a king! And he was like, I wanted to be a rock star. So I no, straight up. He wasn't like, oh yeah, I want to be a rock star, and then, but I never, whatever. It wasn't that kind of story. No, this man went to music school. Music school is hard, brother. This dude hitting it. What was it? Whatever his instrument was. Hours and hours and hours and hours every single day. He said that he started to get carpal tunnel, tendonitis in his fingers, bruised and bloodied, nails all messed up. It's crazy. It's crazy. And, right? The consistency, the sacrifice, the dedication, the devotion, the pain. Oh, he put himself through it. Yeah. And Just didn't work out. Just didn't work out. Then one day, he found something else to do, in which it was another kind of like really painstaking hobby that other people began to ask him, how do you do it this much? How do you do it this often? How? And he said he remembers thinking to himself, what a confusing question for me. I just do it. There's no okay, I gotta get locked in. Okay, I gotta get so motivated. Oh my god. Okay. What's on the line? You know what I'm saying? Okay. What wifey? If there's a wifey, get over here. Okay. Like, do your wifey pose. Motivate me. Okay, now go away. All right, here we go. Let me let me do this because I do this. You know. You know, like wake the kids up. Wake the kids up. It's fine. Just wake the kids up. Okay. Yeah, I just need to look at you. All right. You're a baby right now, but you're gonna need tuition one day. Okay, go back to sleep. No, there's none of that. Okay. You might not have any of these things. It might just be you. And so you might believe, oh, I gotta be so disciplined. I gotta hit it hard. I gotta hit it all this, blah 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 blah. Nah, it's gotta be something that you can just do. That you just want to keep doing. To find that in life, you're not throwing your life away for the sake of trying to make something work. Trying to make it work fuels you. It gives life back to you. This is where a lot of guys get confused right here. It gives life back to you. And then when it does, when you get this life force back from finding something you care about enough, you want to do it often, you start to transform. Nothing, bro. I know you, if you're still here, you follow me word for word. What changed if you like instantly implemented what I just said right now? Okay. I'm about to have my feet up and like chill for the rest of the night. Are you too? Okay, fine. Fair enough. Tomorrow, and you apply it immediately. What changed? Not the world, not anyone else, not what you need to do. Nothing but you. This is what I mean. Okay, so all right, what if I didn't attack these things? What if I wasn't the one sitting here tonight and you were looking at me, showed up for my podcast, staring at me and being like, oh, okay, what is he gonna say? What, oh, he's gonna say I gotta give up, blah blah blah. I don't know, maybe, bro. Maybe less of, maybe cold turkey, maybe let it go for a while. There are some things I love doing. I can see it. I can see what I love doing right now. And I haven't done it for 3 years now. That wasn't me. I promise you that wasn't me. That was a whole bunch of people. Really, really helped me. And the reason why those people helped me is because of the one true God, the Almighty Himself, the King of Kings, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, God Himself. Is kind of how all this happened. And so I got a lot of help. It wasn't me. But I don't know. It's like if you don't have that in life, all right, brother. I'd love to help. I'm more than happy to. Because I just think it's dope. I love seeing a male mind enlightened. Okay. Yes, women are amazing. Okay, they're great. Okay, women are the bee's knees. I'm not talking about women right now. All right. I don't even know how to. Maybe one day. But right now, nope. In particular, a male mind. It's so dope to me to see an enlightened in this way. Enlightenment is that it would change his worldview so drastically. He looks at life differently. And because he looks at life differently now, he can start to live it. That's the best. That's what you can do. That's my deep dive tonight. That's what I really want to try to unpack a little bit for you. Like, bro, you don't, whatever is stopping you is not actually stopping you. It's not. Hey, I work 2-3 jobs. I don't have time for this self-improvement stuff, Kumo. Get the frick out of here. Yeah, you do, bro. Good for you. You're lucky. I'm out here paying bills all day, all night. Bro, if you really out there 24/7, okay. All right. I'd have to get some like intimate details about your life. It would have to be some personal 1v1. I admit that. But if it's not every single hour of every single day, you got to find the time. It's not going to find you. You got to, no, for real. You got to go through it and just, okay, where do I have a pocket of time? That's what you're working with. And for any man to think, oh, but that's so unfair. It's not my fault I was born into a life where I have to work 3 jobs. But see, it never ends. It's the same thing. They're all the same. One objective unites them all: to stop you. But I didn't ask to be born looking like this. My boy, I'm sure he went through it. He might be going through it today. We're a lot older now today. I pray to our Father in heaven. He's big chillin'. Knowing him, I'd bet, what would I bet on? I bet he is because he was a G. But who knows? But I'm sure at one point or another, he would wake up one day, he would look at his arms and he would think, he definitely got frustrated. How could, no, of course, because he's human. That's why I can say, I never saw him, at least not, I didn't have a personal experience of seeing him do this, but he definitely, had some days where I'm sure they were tough, just, why? Maybe a certain shirt and he just couldn't buckle it for the 17th time and he flipped out. You know what I mean? Did I say buckle? Button it. All right. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of like Western cowboy shirt. I don't know. So it's crazy. You spend all that time you thinking to yourself, man, I go where, do what? When you just wouldn't look at it like that. It's that simple of a frame, of a change in frame. Oh, where could I go? Hey, what could I do? It changes everything, and you start living for it. Gives you something to look forward to, something to chase, something to stretch yourself, something to kind of chisel and hammer you. Okay, all right, like you're on an anvil, or you are the marble. I mean, you absolutely are. Anything in life that you are looking for betterment in. Okay, if it's your body, that can change. That can absolutely change. It's one of the best changes to pursue in life is a great look. Just to be in great shape as a man. Really, that's my go-to example. But really, any other one, any other one. Oh Lord, crashing and burning tonight. But I think I got most of it out though. So I thank you so much for being here. I got to take some time, recover from this. I can't just, just every other word. But if you did vibe with me tonight, I thank you so much for being here. And you dope, bro. You're crazy. You're crazy dope. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in this world that you can do well. You can do so well you can get paid for. It's on you at the end of the day. It comes back to you. In the moment that you would stop saying to yourself that, no, I cannot, no, I should not, no, I will not. Okay, you just try to go the other way, and you watch what happens to your life as you allow yourself to more and more and more. You know what? All right, you know what? I'll try. All right, that's all. That's all it is. And you need a place in which you looking for another fine gentleman to try with you. I'm right here, bro. As you're watching The Pillars of Man, your number one podcast with the best conversations you could find aimed at male and self-improvement. I'm your host, Kuma. I will continue to attempt to reshape the modern male reality, giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. Did I say the philosophy of masculinity, wellness, lifestyle? Oh, Lord. I botched it. It's fine. Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it for the next one, but thank you so much for being here. You have a good rest of your night, bro. I'll have to see you real soon for my next one. All right, bro. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself, and I love you so much.